This is me. I've always feared sharks, but turns out for the wrong reasons. And maybe you do too. So I'm spending 24 hours diving with sharks, taking on progressively bigger challenges. And by the end, facing my biggest fear might change the way we all see sharks. Open water freaks me out. That fear probably started with Jaws. So today I'm putting that fear to the test. I'm spending 24 hours diving with sharks, progressing through 3 levels. Finding a tooth, cage diving, and diving without a cage. For this video, we're in South Africa, where my first challenge takes place at the reef in the east.
Shoal is a great location for shark diving because of the diversity of sharks that we get here.
This is the perfect location to search for the thing that scares me the most: shark teeth. Sharks can go through 20,000 to 30,000 teeth in their lifetime. My mission for today is to find my own shark tooth. In the soft sand, we traced our fingers over tiny shells. With each handful of sand, we hope to uncover shark teeth. Then, out of the blue, a large shadow emerged. A majestic grouper had come to greet us. Then, our dive master suddenly signaled something was moving in the water. We tried to chase it. A graceful sea turtle, gliding effortlessly through the water. But just beyond it, something even more surreal emerged from the depth. A massive shipwreck, its rusted frame frozen in time. With every dive, the ocean has a new story to tell. But in this story, unfortunately we couldn't find any shark tooth. So, it's time for the next level.
Mick is going to be doing a shark cage dive today with White Shark Diving Company with myself and my crew. I'm the volunteer coordinator for SMRI, Shark and Marine Research Institute.
For the second challenge we're going south, to Gansbaai, South Africa.
Gansbaai is considered the white shark capital of the world because of the high population of Cape fur seals that Dyer Island holds. And this was the old feeding grounds for great white sharks. We're only going to get people in the cage when we do start to see sharks.
And it didn't take long for the first shark to appear. Just see how close it is to the coast.
A huge misconception people have with sharks is that sharks are aggressive. Sharks are not aggressive, sharks are motivated. At the end of the day, we are in their territory. Now, a shark will always come and size a human up. Let's take a tiger shark, for example. They don't have very good eyesight, so they have to bite to feel. And a lot of sharks have to bite to feel or give you a good knock.
And I have to say, the second challenge feels definitely like a step up. And if it wasn't scary enough, the poor visibility adds another element of scariness, with sudden shadows emerge from the depth.
The last recorded sighting of a great white shark here in Gansbaai was last year, June, July. What we saw today were 5 copper sharks, also known as bronze whaler.
To be in the water with them, even though it's in a cage, honestly, it's quite terrifying. This must be one of the coolest diving experiences of my life. There's something about it being so up close to them that changes everything. They're not mindless creatures, they're actually quite mesmerizing and elegant and beautiful in the water. But it's about to get wild. Because for the final challenge, I'm going to remove the protection cage.
So today Mick is going to perform a baited shark dive. So this is a dive where we use a bait system in the water to attract the sharks. So how it works is we have a float that sits on top of the water and a cable running down, a drum that sits at 8 meters and a drum that sits at roughly 15 meters. In these drums we put sardines, but the drums are closed, so we only use essentially the scent of the bait to attract the sharks. We do not open the drums and feed, and then we just hang around and watch the sharks around us.
This is it, the final level. No cage, no protection, just me, the open ocean, and a bunch of sharks. My heart is pounding. I'm excited, I'm scared. I'm feeling all sorts of things. Honestly, I don't really know what to feel.
but today's the day. I'm going to dive with sharks all around me in a baited shark dive.
And there it was, the first shark. My heart was pounding. It felt like I made a mistake being in that water. It was really overwhelming at first, with more and more sharks showing curiosity, some bigger than even I was. But after a few minutes, something clicked. They weren't attacking. They weren't even paying attention to me. They were just focused on the bait, and they were moving with this incredible grace. It turns out, sharks are naturally cautious and tend to avoid humans when they sense them. In many cases, they swim away long before you even realize they're there.
A big misconception that people have of shark diving is sharks wants to eat us, and I think that's a big misconception because they don't. They don't actually recognize our DNA, so they don't care about our blood. They don't find us tasty.
And once I let go of that fear, I slowly started to get more and more comfortable in the water. And with that, I was able to fully enjoy this magical moment underwater. Being there with these large animals is just beyond ordinary. It was almost as if I was present at a David Attenborough documentary while he explained the vital role of sharks in nature.
Sharks, in fact, assist in maintaining the health of the reef. They help to keep a balance in the fish community by hunting the predators that feed on small grazing fish.
As human beings, we have rational fears and we have irrational fears. It is a rational fear to be fearful of a great white shark. It is a rational fear to be fearful of any shark. But it becomes irrational when you can't even enjoy the moments that you can spend underwater learning about these sharks' behaviors.
That was awesome.